You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Where do we begin with recapping this game? Other than just breathing a sigh of relief right now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This was the definition of a roller coaster. Syracuse goes up 14-0. We're all feeling really good, right? The defense gets a couple of big stops early. The offense is just firing on all cylinders. Did you notice them actually running the football today? They actually made a conscious effort to run the ball, and it actually opened up the pass. We saw on the first drive of the game from Syracuse, they went under center on one play, and the run actually got like no yards. But then on the next drive, Syracuse does something very similar, except it's a play action, and then McCord finds Oronde Gadsden for 26 yards on first down. Hence, running the ball opens up the pass, even when the run sometimes doesn't even work. So it was a great start. But we knew that this game wasn't going to be easy. Even when Syracuse went up 14-0, and I was feeling good. I felt good going into the game. I predicted that Syracuse would win this one 34-31. I ended up getting the margin correct, not quite the score. I knew that this was going to be a fight. This was not going to be easy. Like we weren't winning this game 52-0. I knew it. So even going up 14 is nice. You know the game early in the second quarter is not over. And well, credit to UNLV. They just go right down the field and they score a touchdown. Hats off to them. They break a 42-yard run and later cap off the drive with a touchdown to make it 14-7. Then Syracuse stalls. UNLV ties the game. Syracuse stalls again. UNLV blocks a punt. Actually, they didn't technically block the punt. It was so bad that Jack Stonehouse, the punter for Syracuse, realized that the rush was coming and tried to fake it and then rolled to his right to punt it away. But there were so many UNLV defenders in the area that he ended up just getting tackled. So UNLV capitalizes on that. They score a touchdown to make it 21-14. All of a sudden, we're all going nuts. How did this happen? But Syracuse finds a way. They get the ball back on offense. They kick a field goal. Start of the second half, it's 21-17. They have the ball. We'll get into the clock management in a second. Actually, let's do the clock management right now, all right? Hats off to Fran Brown because his clock management was impeccable in this one against UNLV. And I think the main reason why they won, he coached circles around UNLV's Barry Odom. Absolute circles around him with the clock. Okay, at the end of the first half, Syracuse is driving the ball down the field. They know that they're getting the ball to start the second half. They know that. They know that. But Syracuse gets a field goal, and they leave barely any time. Actually, they leave basically no time for UNLV to do anything on offense. They gave them 7 seconds. That's nothing. Actually, it was 11 seconds, rather. That's nothing. Right? And Barry Odom had probably chances to stop the clock over there, but he decided not to. I don't know why, considering the fact that UNLV was not getting the ball to start the second half. Syracuse was. And then at the very end of the game, I know I'm skipping ahead to the end here. Syracuse is driving for the tying touchdown. And Barry Odom, the UNLV coach, is just not preserving the time. He's got all 3 timeouts in his back pocket. And Syracuse, to their credit, is draining the clock down so that UNLV won't have a chance to respond in regulation. And UNLV is just not calling their timeouts. Unbelievable. It ends up working out that Syracuse ties the game with 23 seconds left. UNLV has all 3 timeouts. I think we're all thinking in the back of our mind that UNLV is going to try to do something. They're going to try to do something, right? They're not going to just play for overtime here because if you play for overtime, weird stuff can happen in overtime. But nope. Barry Odom decides to kneel. He decides to be ultra conservative, even if you don't want to be risky in that scenario. If you're UNLV and throw a pass or anything like that, try to run the ball. Try to run the ball. See if something happens, right? If you run the ball, you get stuffed for a yard. all right, next play you kneel or you just take it overtime. But what if you run the ball there and you get, I don't know, you break one, you get 10 yards, 15 yards. Now you can call timeout and you can think about getting into field goal range. So Fran Brown, hats off to him because he managed the clock really well at the end of both halves, whereas Barry Odom for UNLV did not manage the clock. And in my opinion, it's the only reason really why Syracuse was able to overcome their mistakes, because they made some. Wasn't on offense, really. They made one. Kyle McCord did. Wasn't on defense. No. It was special teams. I'm telling you, we're going to get it back. But my goodness, that was a whirlwind of a game. Where did I leave off, though, on the side note, the tangent of the clock management? Oh, yeah. I left off with the fact that the second half starts. Syracuse scores a touchdown. They go up 24-21. They then get a turnover on defense. Deuce Chestnut. They respond one play later. Congratulations to Yassine Willis on your first career collegiate touchdown. 31-21. We're all feeling really good. And in a blink of an eye, it's gone. Why is it gone? Well, UNLV, to their credit, they kick a field goal. 31-24. Syracuse stalls at midfield. And then UNLV blocks another punt. This one for a touchdown. 31-31 going into the fourth. It's back and forth in the fourth quarter. Kyle McCord throws a late interception. UNLV goes down the field. They score a touchdown. Ricky White was unguardable in this game for UNLV. And then Syracuse responds. Kyle McCord, to his credit, he responded. He threw a bad interception to Jackson Woodard, but he found a way to hit Jackson Meeks for a clutch game-tying touchdown. I would have personally gone for 2. But all right, tie game. Going into overtime, obviously, 38-38. UNLV starts with the ball first. And in a miraculous fashion, just miraculous fashion, Elijah Robinson, we have been giving him a lot of heat for rushing 3 and dropping 8. And I hate the strategy because it very rarely works. Well, on third down and overtime, this defense, they stepped up rushing 3 and dropping 8. It worked. And Fadil Diggs, who missed a tackle earlier in the game, when he had Haj Malik Williams dead to rights in the backfield, it would have forced a field goal. This time, he wraps him up for a sack. Syracuse forces the field goal. They get the ball down only 3. A touchdown wins. It looks like they're going down the field, but then a chop block penalty. It's 3rd and 20. A screenplay gets blown up. But wait a minute. Hold on. Roughing the passer on UNLV. And that was effectively the game. It was over after that. LeQuint Allen seals it with a 1-yard touchdown run. This was a roller coaster game where you would feel every type of emotion as a sports fan. You'll feel joy. You'll feel sad. You'll feel mad. You'll feel good. You'll feel bad. It was up and down, left and right. But at the end of the day, Syracuse football comes out on top.